Hi, welcome. My name's Kevin Hicks. I am a bowman. I've been a bowman for most of my life. In fact, we figured out I've been shooting 56 years, thereabouts, for the past 30 years professionally. A lot of people know me as the Warwick Bowman or from Sherwood Forest as Robin Hood. But I no longer live in England. I've moved. I now live in Saskatchewan, right in the middle of Canada. I live in the prairies, and it's the biggest castle of all, the biggest sky. It's beautiful. But the reason we're out here and have set up a target and brought all my weapons out, years ago I made an impromptu film for English Heritage about how to shoot the English longbow. Well, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how I actually shoot the English longbow and how I shoot the crossbows. It's part of me. And people go, oh, it's the English bow, it's the Welsh bow, it's just a bow. And people say that the Welsh did this or the English did that. It's the commanders. They're the guys who organised it. They were the guys who made sure you practiced. So what I'm going to do, just going to run through how I shoot. And then we'll move on to the crossbow and the other weapons. We'll have a little bit of fun with this. And I'm going to wear a helmet, which will kind of boggle some people's brains because it's hard to shoot a bow in a helmet. But you see in the original drawings that people are doing it. So I'm just going to let one or two go. Let's see what happens, yeah? Oh, just to let you know, I have no idea of the poundage of this bow. This was made for me when I was at Warwick Castle about 15 years ago. Now I'm 5'10" and a bit, and it's much bigger than me. It was, we believe, around about 90 pounds draw weight, maybe a little bit more. But I've never measured it, and I don't care. The fact is, it shoots. Let's have a look. I've got to draw a little bit low because of the helmet. So, away we go. Well, yeah, you can shoot in a helmet. You can draw him back. Yes. I don't know how many I'd be able to shoot in a minute, though. 15 when I'm normally in the gear. So let's give it a go for a minute. Let's see if we can find somebody to time me. Can you say stop for me, somebody?
Go.
That's all you need is for your arrows to fall out. I've had to stop. This is take two because halfway through the last one all my arrows fell out the bag. But I've secured them now. So battlefield conditions, you imagine that or your arrows fall out, you're going to look a right so-and-so, aren't you? So we're going to get a countdown and see how many I can get off with all the gear on. All right? So I'm waiting now. My helmet's gone over my eyes. So 12, 13, 14, 15, I actually lost count when I was doing it. But my helmet came over my eyes. The arrows kind of wander away. And I remember when I was a British soldier, you're all dressed and you're ready. You're gonna do the good job. And sometimes your helmet comes over your eyes or your rifle comes up. They suffered exactly the same. So let me just get rid of these, because you don't want it to go off while I'm filming, do you? It's amazing the life I've had shooting this longbow. It really is part of my life. You take Warwick Castle itself, some of the times I had there were absolutely wonderful. Shooting 90 yards across the river. Mind you, I did spend a lot of time going into the river to get some of the arrows back, but you do understand they bounced out the target. I didn't miss, but there are thousands of people who tell you that I did miss. So here I am. Longbow, single piece of yew. The reason I've got this binding on it, some of you may not know about this. If the sapwood, the outside wood, begins to lift, bind it, wax it, yeah? Keep it in, and it'll prolong your bow. This has got to be 15, 16, 17 years old, and it's still as lovely as the day I actually had it made. Don Adams made it for me, and it is a beauty. So I'm just going to let these two go, and we'll have a look at one or two other bits of the kit I'm actually wearing. Just simple, knock it on. Your cock feather is proud. Make sure you've got a glove to protect your hands. Do you know, I have got dozens of right hand gloves that are untouched because I use the left hand glove as a shooting glove. So up, away, boom, and it goes. At this range, you don't need to anchor it all the way back. Shoot comfortable. If you shoot a 30-pound bow and you enjoy it, stick with it. If you're a 45-pounder, excellent. But I have guys who go, oh, I can shoot a 100-pounder, 120. Fine, that's your bag. Me, I haven't got a clue what poundage it is. And some of these arrows are over 15 years of age, but they still know their way to the target. It's all simple. A stick, a bit of string, bit of cow horn. Now, when I de-string this, I do it the old-fashioned way. But when I string it, I actually use a stringer to protect the bow. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to de-string the bow, but just before I do, let me show you something. I've been shooting it this morning, practicing, and the level of the string has come down. So what I've got to do first of all is de-string the bow. So, put it in the instep, the old-fashioned way. Now take off this bowyer's hitch here. Don't undo the actual knot. But now I'm going to wind the bow up. Just a couple of turns. See how she goes. Get the knot back over into the groove. Careful you don't do as I've done once or twice, and that's put it in the wrong groove. That's the stringer's groove, because now to restring it I use a separate string. And here is one. Loop him into the extra groove, bring him all the way up. And the reason I do this is I love my bows, and the least stress I can put on them, the better. So I'll now step on the stringer, bring the bow up by the belly. Oh, get him in there. There we are. Now let's check this. Look at that. Bang on. Now, if I remember correctly, this is called a fistmel. The bow is jacked up, it's on the fistmel. I often wonder, especially being an ex-squaddy, I'm mentioning it again. You all right, mate? Yeah, it's all jacked up. Is this where it comes from? I love to think of those bowmen, my ancestors, as you can call Cressy, call it what you will, turning to other. Is your bow all right? Yeah, it's all jacked up. Right? So there you go. My bow is jacked up.